Hi.
Good afternoon. So I'll say a few words, the Ambassador will say a few words, and then we'll take a couple of questions. Today, the UK is convening the Security Council to discuss Myanmar. We will hear from UN Special Envoy Julie Bishop and from OCHA. 4 years ago this week, Myanmar's military overthrew Aung San Suu Kyi's democratically elected government. Since then, the regime has ruthlessly suppressed opposition voices, locked up thousands of political prisoners, and committed countless atrocities against civilians. In those 4 years, more than 6,000 Myanmar civilians have been killed. The military's violence shows no sign of abating. In total, the number of airstrikes is 25 times higher than it was in 2021 and includes attacks on civilians, schools, and medical facilities. Likewise, the use of improvised explosive devices, landmines, and shelling has been higher on average in the past year than any year since the coup. Last year, Myanmar had the highest number of people killed or injured by landmines and explosive remnants of war. We condemn these cowardly measures. They must end immediately. The current trajectory of this violence is not sustainable. The military regime must end it and engage in inclusive dialogue reflecting the will of the Myanmar people. This is an essential first step towards any peaceful democratic transition. Any elections without inclusive dialogue will likely increase violence. As the Secretary-General said, we also need greater cooperation among all stakeholders to bring an end to the hostilities and to help the people of Myanmar forge a path towards this inclusive democratic transition. Time for Council action is overdue. The military must be held to account. 5 months ago, the UK circulated a draft resolution urging all parties to stop their violence against civilians, comply with their obligations under international humanitarian law, and stop the supply of weapons and fuel to the military. A small minority has prevented the Council from taking such action, but the suffering of the Myanmar people demands the Council acts now. The majority of the Council want to do this, and ASEAN themselves have called for strengthened cooperation with the UN. The UK continues to stand with the people of Myanmar. We have led international efforts to cut off the junta's access to weapons and jet fuel, imposing sanctions on 25 individuals and 33 businesses involved in such trade. With humanitarian need reaching unprecedented levels, the UK will continue to do its part. And I will now give the floor to Ambassador Kyaw Moe Tun. Ambassador.